Welcome back. Okay, so we just talked about a lot of different properties of limits. And now, oh, and I also alluded to the fact that there were easier ways to do these things. And there are. So if we consider all the previous properties of limits, and if f of x and g of x are polynomial functions, so there's two things there, okay? So if we use all of the other properties together at once, moving them all around, and if f of x and g of x are polynomial functions, they got to be a polynomial function, then I got two more properties for you. What property did I end off at? Oh, it doesn't matter. We're going to call this the mega, not to be confused with MAGA, all right? We're not in the States. It's not a political movement. This is mega. Mega property 1. And mega property 1 is going to say that the limit as x approaches k of f of x is going to equal f of k. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is certainly a mega property. That is huge. Because what it says is, all I have to do to figure out the limit value of a function, if it's a polynomial, is take the k value and plug it into the x value. And I don't have to do all that other work. So what was that really long example I started with? The limit as 2x squared plus x minus 1, and the limit as x approaches 1. Okay, that was my first example. Can't see that 2 very good, I'm sorry. That was my first example from before, and the answer was 2, and we had to do all that work. Well, since this is a polynomial function, that is definitely a polynomial, therefore, this limit equals f of 1. So that means all I have to do is put in 1, and lo and behold, I get, let's see, 2, 3, 2. And wasn't that the answer that we had before? You can look back and you're going to notice that that was the exact same answer we had before. So at this point, you should be like, oh man. But this is a good thing. Because remember that hard question we did, that last example? You can't do this on it. This won't work. You have to use all the properties. Okay? So this is mega property number 1. And it relies on f of x being a polynomial function. So you're going to have to recognize what a polynomial function is. And mega property number 2 by the way, no one else in the world calls these mega properties, okay? They'll laugh at you at university if you go and say, that's the mega property number 1. Yeah, don't do that, okay? Just don't do that. So this will be the limit as x approaches k of f of x over g of x. So in other words, the limit of a quotient where f of x and g of x are both polynomials is going to be equal to f of k over g of k, as long as we're not allowed ever to divide by 0. Isn't that cool? So what that says is that if f and g are both polynomial functions, for me to get the answer, all I have to do is take that k value and plug it in for x and then evaluate. And that's my limiting value that I'll be approaching. I'm going to pause the video there, and then I'll be right back.